Hi, my name is Jason from Fundly, and in the last video, we learned about using a custom CubeMap background in Sky Studio. In this video, we're going to learn about how to add clouds into the scene. So first, we're just going to undo the custom CubeMap background and go back to our gradient background. Select your sky profile in your project, and then click Gradient Background. That'll get us back to something that looks like more of a terrain environment. And let's unhide the terrain and the flagpole that we had hidden before. So that should get you back to something that looks like this. And then let's also adjust the stars so they're in a more reasonable position here. So let's go to Star Start. And you'll notice as you go up, they'll eventually start clipping, which is the intent of that. And let's see the star transition length to give them a little bit of a fade. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Okay, so now that we've reset our environment, let's go ahead and click and enable the clouds. So you'll see right away, we get something that looks pretty good, but I think we could probably thin the density down and maybe do something a little bit nicer towards the horizons. So let's scroll down to the cloud section in your sky profile. I'm just going to walk through all the different properties here and we'll play with it. So the cloud noise basic is a noise texture that we've already computed for you, and that's kind of how we do our noise. It's for our clouds. It's a cheap and easy and fast and performant way to do clouds, which is why we picked it. You can create your own custom textures inside of Photoshop by creating an RGB channeled noise texture. If you have more questions about that, please feel free to email us. Let's look at the cloud density next. This, you can see we can lower it or thicken it for more of a stormy appearance. I think for this scene, let's go with something a little bit lower. So cloud speed is the direction that is the speed at which the clouds are blowing in a certain direction. You can see as we increase it, they're moving a lot faster now. You can also change the direction. This is a value between 0 and 2 pi, and it lets you basically spin the clouds in any direction you want in the scene. I think for us, let's have it moving off into the distance. Cloud height is similar to the altitude. So if you bring it down, you get the appearance that they're lower. And then as you go up, you get the appearance that the clouds are higher. I think for this scene, higher looks a little bit better. Cloud color 1 and 2 are the two different tint colors we apply to the clouds. Sky Studio lets you do all sorts of crazy stuff. You can have red clouds, blue clouds, green clouds. This is the creativity that's built into Sky Studio, and it lets you do really whatever you want to do here. I think for this scene, let's go with something, let's go with something kind of a yellow. Feels like that could be fun. Something like a sunset color. Yeah, that looks great. Cloud color 2 is kind of blended into it. It tends to be a softer color you don't notice quite as much, but it gives you the effect of shadowing on the clouds. Let's go ahead and pick, that looks good to me. You could really end up playing with these values all day long. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm just kind of selecting some at random. The cloud fade out distance is the point at which we stop rendering the clouds so that they kind of look like they're disappearing towards the horizon. So 0.9 means they're going almost to the very edge of the skybox horizon. If we pull that value in, you'll see how they fade out really quickly. If I go to 100% or 1, you'll notice towards the edge you can actually see the clouds. You kind of don't want that. So you typically want to bring it back just a little bit. The cloud fade out amount is the amount is do we fade it out to 100% as we reach the edge, or do we limit that to some lower value? You typically want it to be close to 1 or maybe just a little bit under it. So here you can see we still have clouds moving into the distance, but we kind of can't see them wrap around the skybox towards the edge, which is what you want. That concludes all the options we have for clouds right now. We're working on volumetric clouds for the future, which would be a free update to Sky Studio. And we look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial video.